I'm Dean Jiajie Zhang, and I'm honored to welcome our 2018 graduates, their family and friends, our faculty and staff, and guests in attendance. Please stand as Mr. Reinbing gives the invocation.
Dear Lord, as we gather on this day of celebration, we invite you into our presence and ask your blessings on these proceedings. Today we celebrate the accomplishment of students who have learned and grown as they have longed for this moment, the accomplishment of families who have supported these graduates in a variety of ways, the accomplishments of professors who demanded the best of students in their care, and the accomplishments made possible by mentors who led by example, by spouses who supported and encouraged, and by children who waited. As we look to the future, help us to remember how you have carried us to this point, and please be ever present in our future as we ask for your ongoing wisdom and guidance. Amen. Please be seated.
Thank you, Mr. Bing. At each commencement ceremony, I look back at the past and think about just how far the school has become. 5 years ago in 2013, we graduated a total of 61 PhD, master, and certificate students. Today, the total is 153, a record high again for the school, including the 37 who are walking the stage today. During this period, we moved from the IMM auditorium to the TMCX Innovation Center, then to today's Student Concert Hall at Rice University, just to get a big enough space each time for our graduation. Over the past 5 years, our enrollment has grown from 126 in 2013 to 311 today. And we have tripled our faculty size from 17 to almost 50. 2/3 of the faculty here today were not even at commencement 5 years ago. Our school offers probably the most comprehensive academic programs in the nation, including 4 graduate certificates, 2 master's degrees with 5 tracks, 2 dual degrees, several 4+1 program, and the PhD degree. We are also in the final stage of getting approval for a brand new, the nation's first, Practice Doctor in Health Informatics, or DHI. With the rapid growth of the school, we are going to have a new building that we can call home. Thanks to the support of President Colasoto, it will be ready for move-in by the end of December this year. The new building will be an innovative space for educating our students and pioneering advances in biomedical informatics. Over the years, I have been always asked all the time where our school stands in national and international rankings. Unfortunately, there is no credible ranking system yet for the field of biomedical and health informatics. However, I can tell you that our school has many research areas of national and international prominence that all of you should be proud of. The Presidential Early Career Award for Scientists and Engineers was established by President Clinton in 1996. Since its inception, only 6 people in Houston have had the honor to be the awardees. 3 of the 6, or 50% if we want to use an informatics calculation, are affiliated with SBMI. Since 2009, a total of 14 separate rising stars were recruited to many Texas institutions from across the world. 3 of the 14 are at UTHealth, and 2 of the 3 at UTHealth are here at SBMI. SBMI is the national leader in clinical natural language processing, winning first or second awards in many national and international competitions. SBMI just welcomed the arrival of one of the leading data privacy teams in the nation from the beautiful beach in La Jolla, California. A few years ago, SBMI was one of the 4 national SHARP centers with the largest ever federal funding for informatics research at that time, along with Harvard University, Mayo Clinic, and the University of Illinois. In addition, 4 SBMI faculty and alums were key players for helping Mama Hermann Healthcare System to receive the prestigious Davis Award at HIMSS. In addition to thousands of high-quality publications in informatics journals, SBMI researchers also published 50 papers in the most impactful journals for basic research: Nature, Science, Cell, and Proceedings of National Academy of Sciences, and 14 papers in 2 top clinical journals, JAMA and New England Journal of Medicine. So SBMI is definitely a shining lone star, not just in Texas, but across the country and in the world. 2018 graduates, you should be very proud of where you are from. Today, we are celebrating your accomplishments. Each one of you is unique and plays a special role in the success of the school. Let me take a few moments to introduce to you a few of our graduates. Sai Maduka Srirama, while as a student, played a big role in helping the Office of Academic Affairs with recruiting prospective students to SBMI. In addition to helping others advance their informatics knowledge, he worked to advance his own as well. He is now working full-time for one of the organizations where he did his practicum. We have several students here today from the Rio Grande Valley. Lydia Bazan, Stephanie Diaz, Flodilis Chitam, Victoria Lehman, Michelle Panam, and Edward Yaw. These students will take the knowledge they gained from SBMI to advance the health in the Rio Grande Valley and beyond. And Melissa Resnick, who joined SBMI in 2011 and is earning her PhD today. Melissa, who is blind, has worked diligently on her research to help rural healthcare providers. On top of her academic endeavors, Melissa was heavily involved in student organizations and served on various student advisory councils at SBMI, UTHealth, and UT System. Her compassion, perseverance, and hard working are a true inspiration for all of us. These are just a few stories that demonstrate the hard work and the success of some of our graduates. I'm eager to learn what the future holds for all of you as you leave this building as SBMI alumni today. At a recent event, Dr. Cortazotto presented a vision for the future of healthcare: population health, precision and personalized medicine, comparative effectiveness research, artificial intelligence, and learning health system are 5 key drivers for the transformation. Guess what? Informatics is a key component to each and every one of these 5 areas. To prepare for the future, the school is currently doing a 5-year strategic planning exercise. A lot of things can happen in 5 years. Just look back at the past 5 years. What can happen over the next 5 years in the school, in informatics, and in healthcare is wide open to your imagination. 2018 graduates, great opportunities are ahead of you. Get ready to start the next chapter in your life. Please join me to congratulate all of our 2018 graduates. Thank you. We will now continue our ceremony as I introduce Christopher Schlesy, the 2018-2019 Vice President of SBMI Student Governance Organization. Mr. Schlesy will present both the John P. Mcgovern Outstanding Teacher Award and the Policy Boyle Award for Student Research.
Thank you, Dean Zhang. Good afternoon, everyone. I'll first announce the John P. Mcgovern Outstanding Teacher Award. This award is presented each academic year to an educator from each of the University of Texas Health Science Center at Houston component schools. The faculty member who earns the award embodies excellence in teaching. In submitting their nominations, students are asked to evaluate each faculty member on the following criteria: excellence in teaching based on knowledge of the subject, interest and enthusiasm for teaching, understanding of students, responsiveness to student inquiries, encouragement of independent thinking, and accessibility to students. I am proud to announce that the winner of the 2018 John P. Mcgovern Outstanding Teacher Award for the School of Biomedical Informatics is Dr. Angela Ross. Congratulations, Dr. Ross. Please come and say a few words.
I'm really surprised. Thank you, guys. I just want to say that I enjoy all of you in my class. It's a joy for you to be there, and I'm just very grateful that I could be a part of your lives. So thanks.
Now I will recognize the outstanding student research efforts of an SBMI student through the Paul C. Boyle Award for Excellence in Student Research. This award is given to an individual or first author in student informatics research. A judging panel composed of SBMI alumni, advisory council members, students, or faculty determine the winner. These individuals judge poster session projects during an academic year. The recipient of the Paul C. Boyle Award for Excellence in Student Research for the fall 2017 semester was a group poster titled Safety of Influenza Vaccine in the United States, Analysis of Different Manufacturers for Adverse Effects in the Vaccine Adverse Event Reporting System Data. The group included Jingchen Du, Lingyi Tang, and Jingqi Wang, all SBMI PhD students, and Daniel Fu, a School of Public Health PhD student. Join me in congratulating those students. And now the recipient of the Paul C. Boyle Award for Excellence in Student Research for the spring 2018 semester is master's student Laura Vincent for her poster titled The Incidence of Unnecessary Pre-Hospital Transfusions. I want to congratulate Laura and the graduates honored here today.
Thank you. At this time, I want to introduce SBMI alumnus, faculty member, and Alumni Association member, Dr. Divakar Roget. Dr. Roget will present SBMI's Distinguished Alum Award for 2018.
Thank you, Dean Zhang. Good afternoon, everyone. UTHealth School of Biomedical Informatics Alumni Association was established as an important arm of SBMI. The association's goal is to support our rapidly growing alumni population by providing needed resources and supporting SBMI's current students. Upon becoming a member of the SBMI Alumni Association, each graduate who walks today will serve as an ambassador for our school and the field of informatics. Now, I will introduce the Distinguished Alum Award winner for 2018, Dr. Constance Johnson. A two-time SBMI alumna, Dr. Johnson earned her master's degree in 2001 and went on to earn her PhD in 2003. She was SBMI's second doctoral graduate with a dissertation titled Effects of Information Display on the Construction of Clinical Mental Models. Dr. Johnson has over 25 years of experience in research and informatics in the area of both health promotion and disease prevention. Dr. Johnson earned her Bachelor's of Science in Nursing from the University of Connecticut and then began her career as a registered nurse in 1979. Since that time, she has worked in a variety of positions spanning research, management, and teaching at institutions, including UT MD Anderson Cancer Center. Dr. Johnson previously served as a tenured associate professor and member of the senior research faculty in the Center for Nursing Research at Duke University School of Nursing. She also has a secondary appointment in the Department of Community and Family Medicine in the Duke University School of Medicine. She currently serves as an Associate Dean for Research and Scholarship and holds the Lee and J.D. Jamel Distinguished Professorship at Jane and Robert Cizik School of Nursing at UTHealth. She's also a part-time SBMI professor. Dr. Johnson received a nomination for this award because of her research and dedication to advancing research practices within the Cizik School of Nursing at UTHealth. In her current role, Dr. Johnson facilitates research and other forms of scholarship at the Cizik School of Nursing at UTHealth. Her responsibilities include establishing a robust research environment for faculty and students, developing, implementing, and evaluating long-range plans for the Center for Nursing Research, overseeing financial, human, and infrastructure resources for research, and fostering continuous quality improvement. I ask you all to join me in celebrating Dr. Constance Johnson, winner of the SBMI Distinguished Alumna Award for 2018.
Well, good afternoon. Thank you. That was quite an introduction, don't you think? Today, I'm deeply honored to receive this Distinguished Alumna Award, and I'll forever cherish it because it was here that my scholarly career was launched. And as I look upon you today, the graduates, I'm reminded of the time where I sat where you're now sitting. First in 2001 when I earned my master's degree, and then again in 2004 with my PhD in health informatics. Both times I was dreaming, hopefully like many of you, about where these degrees would take me. I've had the opportunity to work at some amazing places in my career. And unbeknownst to me, I chose this career in biomedical informatics long before I earned my degree. First in telehealth in the mid-1980s, and then as a database programmer in the 1990s, where we developed an electronic medical record in a labor and delivery tertiary care center. It was during this time in 1991 that the Institute of Medicine recommended that by the year 2000, every physician should be using computers to improve patient care. But as we know, it took many more years before this came to fruition. I've been fortunate to have many mentors who helped shape my career. I can't stress enough to you, the graduates today, the importance of good mentors. You know about this in school, but as you proceed along in your career, it's your mentors that will help you to succeed. My mentors here at the school, Dr. Jiaji Zhang, Dr. Todd Johnson, Dr. Jim Turley, gave me the fundamental knowledge and skills to become a successful researcher. Yet after I left SBMI, this mentoring continued, first at MD Anderson Cancer Center in quantitative sciences under Dr. Donald Berry, and then at Duke University under so many more people. And now I have come full circle. I'm back where I started, back at the University of Texas. I attribute my success today to my many mentors along the way. And thanks to these individuals, I was afforded a very full academic career with some failures, which taught me perseverance, but many successes, which taught me to remain humble and to keep conceiving the next idea. So I want to thank you for the affirmation that I've taken the right path with this honor. And I'm going to leave you with one of my favorite quotes by Neil Gaiman. And now go. Make interesting mistakes, make amazing mistakes, make glorious and fantastic mistakes, break the rules, and leave the world more interesting for your being here. Thank you, and hook 'em horns.
Thank you, Dr. Johnson.
Congratulations, Constance. Let's give her another round of applause. At this time, I'm honored to introduce our commencement speaker, Dr. John Zerwas. Dr. John Zerwas is serving his 6th legislative term in the Texas House of Representatives. He proudly serves the citizens of Texas House District 28, which encompasses northwestern part of Fort Bend County. In 2017, Representative Zerwas was named chairman of the House Appropriations Committee by Speaker John Strauss. Previously, Representative Zerwas served 8 years on the House Appropriations Committee, 4 of which he served as chairman of the Appropriations Subcommittee on Health and Human Services. Zerwas is a member of the Legislative Budget Board, past chairman of the House Committee on Higher Education, and a past member of the House Committee on Public Health. In the 84th legislative session, Representative Zerwas served as chairman of the House Committee on Higher Education. Chairman Zerwas is an advocate for increasing access to higher education and growing opportunities for graduate medical education. Since 2009, Zerwas has also served on the Committee on Public Health, where he brings first-hand experience and knowledge of healthcare systems and policy to the committee. A physician for more than 30 years, Representative Zerwas is one of the 4 doctors in the Texas House of Representatives. His perspective is important at a time when health and human services is one of the fastest growing areas for state funding. Dr. Zerwas is past president of the American Society of Anesthesiologists. More than a decade ago, Dr. Zerwas co-founded the Houston area group practice. He has previously served as the president of the Memorial Hermann Health Network Providers and chief medical officer of the Memorial Hermann Hospital System. Representative Zerwas has earned numerous accolades for his dedication to public service, including being twice named one of the 10 best legislators by Texas Monthly. In 2015, the Biology Industry Organization provided Dr. Zerwas with national recognition as a Bio-Legislator of the Year for writing critical legislation that will preserve patient access to innovative and cost-efficient biologic medicines in Texas. He also received the 2014 Coalition of Texans with Disabilities Award and the 2014 American Cancer Society Cancer Action Award. John graduated from Blair High School in 1973 and then went on to graduate from the University of Houston. Zerwas received his MD from Baylor College of Medicine in 1980. John and his wife Sylvia live in Richmond and together have 6 children and grandchildren: Isabella, Matthew, Dasha, Oliver, Beatrice, and Tinley. Please give a warm welcome to Representative Dr. John Zerwas.
Well, good afternoon, and thank you for the opportunity to be here. Dean Zhang, thank you for your invitation. President Colasurdo, it's always great to be back with you as good friends, and I will say there are many within the UTHealth system, and certainly within this School of Biomedical Informatics that I count as incredibly good friends. And it's always such a joy and a pleasure to get to come to these types of events. As you can imagine, serving in the Texas legislature has a few highs, but it has a lot of lows, as a matter of fact. But one of the highs is having the opportunity to come and speak before people who are embarking on their career. There is nothing but joy and happiness at this time, not only among the students, but among the parents that are here and the family members that are here who have helped let these students achieve what are enormous goals and are going to make great things happen in the state of Texas. And so I want to thank y'all for your efforts on behalf of these students. I'm talking to the parents now, having been through this journey with y'all. It is nothing but a great thing to see your child or your loved one or somebody in your family achieve the level of academic success that these individuals have achieved. And it'll also put a little bit more money back in your checkbook as a consequence of not having to make that next payment to Dean Zhang. So I am an anesthesiologist, so that would seem like a little ironic to have a guy that puts you to sleep up here come up here and talk to you and actually try to keep you awake. You know, I don't make money keeping people awake. I make money keeping people asleep. But also as a part of that, I'm used to people falling asleep in front of me. So if you get a little heavy eyes and stuff, I'll recognize that. And I'll also recognize that that's kind of a time for me to draw this thing to a close. So as I look out over the audience, I start to count yawns. And when those yawns hit a certain threshold, I know it's time to wrap it up. So don't start doing that right now, okay? I've had people do that before. And so I'm going to kind of formulate a few comments here with you about what is your dash about? What is your dash about? Now think about that for a minute, because a superintendent of my school, one of my school systems in my district, started his conversation out that way before an audience and said, think about your dash. And I said, what, like a 100-yard dash or a 50-yard dash? You know, I'm an anesthesiologist, I think kind of in concrete terms, you know. He said, no, the dash. You are going to be here for the blink of an eye on this earth, relative to the amount of time that the earth has existed and humans have walked here. And he said, when you look at your dash, for John Zerwas, it's March 24th, 1955 to some date that I hope is still a little off into the future here. But we all seen it, we all know it. And somebody passes, you know, at some point, and there's a dash in between there. And you stop and think about it for a minute. If you've ever had the opportunity to, you know, walk amongst the cemetery or something like that and just look at some of the names there and realize, you know, what is in that individual's dash? And I want to share a little bit of thought around that with you that I think you will say, you know, you are on the road to have an extraordinary dash for the time that you're here on earth. And so, you know, for the next few minutes, I just want to spend a little time, you know, thinking about that a bit for what you've accomplished. You know, and one of them is make no bones about it. You have achieved what really, frankly, the vast majority of people in this country, in this world, have not achieved. Not only have you acquired a basic higher education, you have specialized that education into an area that I believe, without a doubt, is going to define the practice of medicine. Now, I have been a physician since 1980. I have seen a lot of changes. I have seen the incorporation of electronic medical records, thanks to my good friend, Professor Murphy over here, who had to deal with me trying to, you know, get comfortable with all that, but thank goodness he was around to help us with that. But truly, what you're going to do in medicine is equivalent to what a physician back in the 1900s said, what was the biggest thing that changed the landscape of medicine? And he said, roads. I said, what do you mean, roads? What's that about? I thought it was going to be some great medical discovery of a pharmaceutical agent or some, new intervention that helped people recover from an illness. No, he said, roads. He said, roads let me get to my patients faster. It let me get to them so that I could understand more quickly what was going on with them. My sister is a trauma surgeon in the Army for many years, served in Afghanistan and Iraq and all those theaters of war out there. And she made a similar point, that we are saving people today that back in the last war would never have been back here. They'll lose all 4 limbs, but yet they are able to salvage that individual, bring them back, and they're now defining the era of prosthetics in this country right now, which is going to be a marvelous thing for not just people that have these horrific injuries, but for other things that happen out there. For every war that comes about, there is these great things that happen. And so, what she said, and my point was similar to the roads and what you're doing, she says, I got to the patients faster. We did those things at the point of injury that we otherwise couldn't do. And that is how we ultimately changed the face of trauma medicine and certainly military medicine in her mind. And so what you're doing is equivalent to that. It is going to help, everyday practicing doctors like me make better decisions and to make them faster, to make them more accurate. And so thank you for your interest in being able to do that. I think it's incredible. So I've also sort of focused my comments around, just a few comments that people that you know very well probably that have, I think, really sort of shaped my whole vision of what our role in medicine has been, mine over the past 3 decades, yours for the next 3-4 decades going forward. And you will come across people that will help inspire you and make you think about what you're doing. And the first one that really sort of brought things into vision for me was Jack Welch. He was the CEO of General Electric for many, many years. And he has a lot of aphorisms that are attributed to him, and one of them is control your own destiny or else someone else will. That is really what is about today. You all have decided, I have a future in medical science, in biomedical informatics, that is going to really define my destiny to some extent. I don't know exactly where you're going to go in that regard, but I do know what you're going to do is great things, that is going to make the practice of healthcare, the practice of medicine, and you're going to make the world a better place as a consequence of that. And so for that, I take tremendous pride in what you've done. I'm a guy who does appropriations for the state budget. In other words, we send money to this institution. I will tell you today, I am so proud and so inspired by how much those dollars have gone and what they have done. So Texas expects great things out of you, and I know that Texas will see those things. And so let me talk to you a little bit about what you're going to do in addition to what you've learned how to do. And because in that dash, let's face it, a lot of times what we're remembered for is not the fact that, you got a PhD, you've got a Master's of Sciences, you've got an MD, you've got anything behind your name. It's what you did that you didn't have to do. It's what you did that you perhaps weren't trained to do. And part of that is going to be serving in some kind of a leadership capacity. Y'all have already demonstrated that. You've accomplished a great deal of success in what you've done. And when you start to look at, what are those things that, really define a leader, one of them in a book that I read by John Maxwell, the first and foremost important thing as a leader is character. And he quotes this person who was a British field marshal named Bernard Montgomery. And it's a great quote. I think about it for a minute as I read it to you. Leadership is the capacity and the will to rally men and women to a common purpose, and character, which inspires confidence. So think about that a minute. I have no doubt that your capacity and your will to lead has been shaped to some degree, perhaps even a large degree, by the UT School of Biomedical Informatics. It absolutely has no question of that. The thing that you have to have, and you have to own, is that character, which is going to allow you to inspire men and women to follow you to a common purpose. That's not something that you're necessarily getting out of at least the curriculum that I've seen that you've had, but each of you own that. Each of you own that, and each of you can attribute a portion of that to your time here at the UT School of Biomedical Informatics. I'm absolutely confident that that's part of what you're going to realize here. The other thing that I would say is this, you're going to get very busy at what you do. And these opportunities to lead or to be involved otherwise are going to come along. It is very easy to say no. It is very easy to say no. But I will tell you, I did not get to where I am today. And I will tell you, maybe a lot of you don't want to get where I am today because of some of the things that come along with it. But I would not have enjoyed the opportunities I had as a physician, as an anesthesiologist, as a president of our national organization, working with Bob Murphy at Memorial Hermann in terms of working on some very innovative ways to improve healthcare through biomedical informatics. I would not have done that had I not said yes to some of those doors that God opened to me. Now, I will also tell you this. I would not have gone through some of those doors if I didn't have a wife that was kicking me through them a lot of times, because I would sit back pretty fat and happy and say, life's pretty good right now. She said, look, this is something you need to do. And she was an incredible mentor and inspiration to me. I lost her about 5 years ago to brain cancer. But she was one of those people that truly inspired me. The recent recipient of the Alumni Award, the Distinguished Alumni Award, spoke of mentors in your life and how they're going to shine upon you and direct you into places. There's no doubt that my late wife was one of those mentors, perhaps the most important mentor in my life that allowed me to never question myself and never doubt myself. And I'll share this little story with you. It's not in my notes here, but with glioblastoma, depending on where it is, it invades certain parts of the brain. And with her, it happened to hit a motor part of the cortex and then migrated down into the speech center. And so she became aphasic. She got to a point where she couldn't talk. She struggled with words and everything else. But towards the end of her aphasia, where she absolutely couldn't talk at all, she could hear everything and understand it, but she couldn't talk. There were two words that she could always say that absolutely defined her life and defined really, my sense of optimism. And the first one was yes, as I indicated to you. Say yes more than you say no. And the other one was goodness. The two things she could say was yes and goodness, and she would get so frustrated when that's all she could get out. But as I reflected on her life and how it impacted me, that's exactly what she was, and that's exactly what I say to you today. There are going to be lots of opportunities for you to walk through doors, but you're going to have to say yes. And goodness is the thing that you want to achieve as a consequence of that. So keep those in mind as you move forward. Another quote that I've used oftentimes as we define where we're going in the future is how things are going to change over the next 30, 40 years for you. And they are going to change at an enormously fast pace. And there was an essay that was written back in U.S. News and World Report by an essayist, William Manchester. He was a speechwriter for John F. Kennedy at one time. And he wrote this little piece looking back on the 60 years between 1930 and 1990. Now, that's a long time ago for some of y'all. It's a long time ago for me, frankly, but he looked back at what happened during that time, the changes that occurred as a consequence of just technology and so forth. And the point that he made there, the single constant over these 60 years, and the single constant that we're going to realize over the next 60 and the 60 after that, is the ever-increasing rate of change. And if you just look in your pocket to where you're holding a cell phone or something else, my first cell phone was the size of a shoebox, and that was considered the most economic, size-wise economic phone that you could get. That was in the 1990s, that was not that long ago, But the pace of change is going to be there. And here's a quote that I pulled off of that, and I want you to think about it for a minute. It says, if the American of the 21st century, and we're already 2 decades into it, but if the American of the 21st century plans to succeed amid the accelerations of the next century, he or she must be supple and malleable to change, cloaked in resilience and not self-righteousness. Think about that for a minute. You've got to be supple and malleable to change. I will tell you, I would not be here today if I wasn't, and you have to be vested not in your self-righteousness, not what's important to me, but in resilience, and if you're able to do that, then you're going to be able to keep up with these accelerations that we're going to see that are going to be ever increasing over time. So you're going to have the opportunity to do that. I have no doubt. Your education has absolutely prepared you for that. Now, no commencement address is complete without this sort of admonition to give back. We've already heard some of that. Again, your Distinguished Alumnus Award recipient talked about mentors. And in fact, I'm giving a keynote speech in October to my professional society, and that's exactly it, mentoring the next generation of leaders. So let me just spend a little time on that before y'all thinking about it. You have been mentored intensely, in fact, sometimes, I'm sure, to get to where you are today. It doesn't happen without very intense, strong mentoring by your faculty, by your family members, by any number of other people who have been in these early chapters of your life. As you go through life, you're going to find yourself in leadership roles. Every leader has had a great mentor. Every leader has had a great mentor, if not many great mentors. But not every leader is a great mentor. And so think about that for a minute. Your faculty, your staff here, this is what they do for a business. They mentor people to do the great things that you all are going to go out there and accomplish. My admonition to you is to go out there and continue to mentor. Don't forget that. And it may be in very, very minor ways, things that you're not even thinking about right now, that are things that are going to make a difference in somebody's life. The product of your mentorship is going to be your fingerprints on the future of this world. It's going to be the essence of your dash in terms of your service in the role that you're in, as well as in your role as a mentor. So, giving back. Here's a couple of things I want to share with you, and this is people that you're going to recognize. Albert Schweitzer, who was the 1952 Nobel Prize winner. Albert Schweitzer, was a physician. He was a philosopher. He was a theologian. He could have done anything that he wanted to do at that time. I mean, he was one of those very, very gifted individuals. But what did he choose to do? How did he choose to spend his dash in his life? Well, he chose it to establish a medical clinic in one of the most destitute regions of West Central Africa. That has not changed a lot during this time. That's where he chose to spend his dash, take his skills, take his talents, take what treasures he had, and he chose to spend it there. His comment is this: I don't know what your destiny will be, but one thing I know, the ones among you who will really be happy are those who have sought and found how to serve. And likewise, Albert Einstein, the 1921 Nobel Prize winner in physics, this is a really great comment. I want you to think about it. Here's a guy that knows physically everything about the world. And he says this: strange is our situation here upon earth. Each of us comes for a short visit, not knowing really why, yet sometimes seeming of divine purpose. From the standpoint of daily life, there is one thing that we do know, that man is here for the sake of other men. And that is not in the gender sense, obviously, but that is in the sense of us as human beings. And so you graduates here are going to have a great legacy of impacting humanity, not only through your chosen profession, which we're celebrating here today, but also through your passion of benevolence and generosity. You're truly an exclusive group of people that are going to make this world a better place for many generations to come. And so I've counted enough yawns now, and I've seen the eyelids start to droop enough now. And so I like what in my specialty we call emergence from general anesthesia. Sometimes it just happens. Sometimes we have to give a little Narcan, which is a drug that reverses narcotics, and boom, you wake up like that. And I've always found that when I say in closing, it seems to have that impact upon my audience. And so I will say this in close, that I congratulate you on your monumental achievement. It's truly been an honor and a pleasure for me to be with you here today and be part of it. And one of Jack Welch's proteges, who was Larry Bossidy, he headed up Allied Signal for a while, and he has, I think, what is the best closer on something like this. And he says, be safe, have fun, do great things. This school has prepared you for that. Again, congratulations. Thank you for letting me to be the part of your very, very monumental success here. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Dr. Zerwas. Thank you for your inspiring words. We will now recognize our 2018 graduates. I would like to ask our candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Biomedical Informatics, and the candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Biomedical Informatics at the University of Texas Health Science Center Houston, School of Biomedical Informatics, to please rise. President Colasoto, on behalf of the faculty of UTHealth School of Biomedical Informatics, it's my pleasure to certify to you that the candidates who stand before you have successfully completed all academic requirements for either the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Biomedical Informatics or the degree of Master of Science in Biomedical Informatics.
John, they're all sleeping now. By virtue of the authority vested by the State of Texas Board of Regents of the University of Texas System and delegated by them to me, I now confer upon each of you the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Biomedical Informatics and the degree of Master of Science in Biomedical Informatics, for which you have been recommended with all rights, privileges, responsibility, and obligation. Congratulations, graduates.
Okay, we will now have Dr. Robert Murphy, Associate Dean for Applied Informatics, to call each of the graduates forth as they are recognized.
Will each master's graduate please come forward as his or her name is called? Itunu Adibola. Faculty Advisor Julie Brixey. State of the Science paper on analysis of clinical decision support alert overrides at a community hospital. Maria Adesedun, Faculty Advisor, Julie Brixey, improving breast milk administration through barcode scanning technology. Lillian Adi Way, Faculty Advisor, Robert Murphy. Capstone project, usability testing of Epic dashboards post-implementation in a pediatric and neonatal intensive care unit at Texas Children's Hospital. Stephen Alexander, Faculty Advisor, Dr. Kim Smith. His capstone project, practicum report on health information exchange at the Greater Houston Health Connect. Suhasini Bangar. Faculty Advisor, Dr. Elmer Bernstam. Capstone Project, Visualization of Meals on Wheels data. Lilia Bazan, Faculty Advisor, Dr. Julie Brixey. Capstone Project, Monitoring Compliance of Commission on Cancer Standard 4.6, Laparotomy Wound Closure Techniques, the Analysis of Use and Self-Adhering Mesh for Oncology Patients. Ashley Brown, Faculty Advisor, Dr. Angela Ross. Capstone Project, Developing an Educational Tool for Parents with Children in the Pediatric Intensive Care Unit. Laura Bryan, Faculty Advisor, Dr. Susan Fenton. Capstone Project, a practicum experience at the Children's Medical Center in Dallas. Flordelise Cheatham, Faculty Advisor, Dr. Angela Ross. Capstone Report, Meaningful Use in the Merit-Based Incentive Payment System, the Regulatory Plan. Sarabi Datta, Faculty Advisor, Dr. Kirk Roberts. Capstone Report, a machine learning method to automatically recognize spatial relationships between findings in anatomic structures in radiology reports. Stephanie Diaz, Faculty Advisor, Sahidi Mainini. Capstone Report, Developing Dashboards and Individual Reports to Track Physician Performance. Belkis L. Ferjani, Faculty Advisor, Dr. Tiffany Champagne-Langabeer. Capstone Report, documenting the workflow of importing and reconciling continuity of care documents into electronic health records from various systems. Edward Elms. Faculty Advisor, Dr. Robert Murphy. Capstone Report, Reducing Wrong Route Administration of Do Not Crush Medications by Employing a Clinical Decision Support Intervention. Angela Etheridge. Faculty Advisor, Dr. Susan Fenton. Capstone Project, Use Case for Medication History Reconciliation, Process Improvement in Product Roadmap. Saida Nushin Fatima. Faculty Advisor, Dr. Amy Franklin. Capstone Report, Impact of Requiring Duration and Indication on Antibiotic Consumption, a Retrospective Analysis. Anshul Gandhi. Faculty Advisor, Dr. Kirk Roberts. Capstone Report, Correlating Alcohol Use and Abuse Descriptions in the EHR with Alcohol-Related Outcomes. Victoria Limon. Faculty Advisor, Dr. Sahidi Mainini. Capstone Project, the development of a quality of life predictability tool using data visualization software. Irene Marron. Faculty Advisor, Robert Murphy. Capstone Project, Improving ECG Image Delivery. Diana Mora. Faculty Advisor, Dr. Yang Gong. Capstone Project, Resolving Help Desk Tickets for Laboratory Results Displays in an EHR. Farah Mukif. Faculty Advisor, Dr. Sahidi Mainini. Capstone Project, a geospatial analysis of the Houston Electronic Disease Surveillance System to estimate disease burden of hepatitis C in high-risk communities. Sridrevi Nair. Faculty Advisor, Dr. Sahidi Mainini. Capstone Project, Health Hint, towards a framework for targeted behavior change support systems. Prithvi Patel. Faculty Advisor, Robert Murphy. Capstone Project, identifying actionable insights to improve performance, quality, and drive cost savings across the UT system. Michelle Pelham, Faculty Advisor, Dr. Robert Murphy. Capstone Project, Security Risk Assessment Analytics, Regulation versus Policy. Maria Rezo, Faculty Advisor, Schweitzer. Capstone Project, Summarizing Behavioral Clinical Eligibility Criteria. Robert Salazar, Faculty Advisor, Dr. Susan Fenton. Group Capstone Project, Evaluation of Cybersecurity Awareness at Texas Children's Hospital. Fiona Smith, Faculty Advisor, Dr. Kimberly Smith. Increasing in Capstone Project was increasing the utilization of sepsis order sets for improving patient care. Shun Shu, Faculty Advisor, Dr. Hua Shu. Capstone Project, build upon data dictionaries based on metadata in business intelligence data warehouse universes. Cheryl Yangu, Faculty Advisor, Dr. Angela Ross. Capstone Report, Analysis of Data from an EHR Report in Meeting Quality Measure Reporting Requirements. Edward Yao, Faculty Advisor, Dr. Angela Ross. Capstone Report, a gap analysis of the Commission on Cancer Standards, Section 3. Alexander Zarutsky, Faculty Advisor, Dr. Tiffany Champagne-Langabeer. Capstone Report, a novel approach to improve the detection of preventable cancer screening metrics in the electronic health record. Seisheng Zhou, Faculty Advisor, Dr. Yang Gong. Capstone report, evaluations of the hospital CPOE system based on the Leapfrog standards. Now, will the doctoral students please come forward as your name is called? And will the faculty advisors for Barbara Bercovich please come to the stage? Barbara Bercovich, her committee chair was Susan Fenton, PhD. Committee members, Dr. Amy Franklin, Dr. Amy Siddipati of the University of California, San Diego. Dissertation title, The Impact of Terminology Mapping on Population Health Cohorts. Will the faculty members for Franson Mannion please come to the stage? Francis Mannion. Committee Chair, Dr. Shui Tao. Committee members, Dr. Hua Xu, Dr. William Weems, Dr. Charles Friedman, and Dr. Marceline Harris of the University of Michigan. This title, A Life Cycle Approach to the Development and Validation of an Ontology of the U.S. Common Rule 45 CFR Section 46. Will the faculty advisors for Melissa Resnick please come to the stage? Melissa Resnick. Committee Chair, Dr. Trevor Cohen. Committee members, Dr. Hua Zhu, Dr. Ed Su, Dr. Magdala Novis of the Federal University of Pernambuco. Dissertation title, Characterizing the Information Needs of Rural Healthcare Practitioners with Language Agnostic Automated Text Analysis. Will the faculty advisors for Scott Sittig please come to the stage? Scott Sittig, Committee Chair, Dr. Amy Franklin, Committee members, Dr. Sahidi Manini, Sriram Iyengar, and Jing Wang. The dissertation title, Integrating Behavioral Trigger Messages into an mHealth System Design for Chronic Disease Management. Congratulations, new alumni. We celebrate your achievements and those of the following SBMI graduates who could not attend the commencement today. Summer 2017 doctor candidate, Dr. Stanley Yu, Dissertation title, Understanding PubMed Search Results Using Topic Models and Interactive Information Visualization. Our summer 2017 master's graduates, Christina Hernandez, Rui Lee, Hannah Joy Plamthodatil, Rishna Priya Shayron, Sing Yi Song, Yelan Zhang, and June Zhu. Our fall 2017 master graduates, Rachel Cardenas, Eddie Din, Lauro Escobedo, Laylee Ramsey Gindi Beckett, Johanna Morton, Mei-Ki Wu. And our spring 2018 master's graduates who could not be here, Jessica Baldry, John Bender, Ryan Fleshman, Swati Goel, Kendra Odocha, Bijun Kandath, Jaspreet Kaur, Nikita Lobo, Tavleen Kaur Singh, Stacy Wheel, and Alexandra Zing. Please give a round of applause for all of our graduates as you recognize their accomplishments this afternoon.
Graduates, you may now move your tassel from your right to your left. Congratulations again to all of you. At this time, I would like to ask all School of Biomedical Informatics faculty and adjunct faculty to rise. We thank each of you for your dedication to educating today's graduates. I would like to invite all family members and friends of our graduates to stand. Our graduates would not be where they are today without your support, guidance, and love. While you are not walking the stage today, we want to recognize you for your contributions. Thank you. I want to thank the special guests who have joined us today, Dr. Zerwas, Dr. Cardoso, Dr. Blackburn, and Dr. Morano. We truly appreciate your participation in today's commencement ceremony. I want to also thank the staff of the School of Biomedical Informatics. You have worked so diligently to make this ceremony a success. To our students and alumni, without you, we would not be here to celebrate this happy occasion, and we want to recognize all of you as well. We will now conclude our commencement ceremony, and we invite all of you to join us for the reception.